Hey there, and welcome to my laser review of this new film called The Last Voyage of the Demeter. And truth be told, besides seeing the trailer, I knew nothing about this film. All I seen was some weird looking vampire creature, and when I heard the word Dracula, I had to do some more research, and apparently this film is based on one chapter of the classic Bram Stoker's Dracula, which friggin' came out in 1897. Okay, let's check this out. But beforehand, let's see, I'm trying something different. It's been a long time, boys and girls. This is the Kraken, and right here, holy fuck, it's 94 proof, and I'm hoping this shit doesn't kill me. All right, now, oh, it's been a long time since I drank this shit, and I did some more research, and I gotta say one thing before we drink this is that these guys wanted to use more practical effects, and it seems like this film, by all accounts, is kind of low budget, and you can tell by the trailer that there is some CGI involved, but I was looking at the guy who played Dracula, and these guys put him in a freaking big makeup suit and stuff, and they put some work into it. So,
There'll always be a place for the practical special effects wizard.
this is 94 proof rum and 47% alcohol, and let's try this out before I talk about Dracula on a boat. You ready?
You're a pussy.
Okay, yeah, before I talk anymore, let me get some friggin' Sprite Zero to water this shit down because it tastes like a friggin' squid just did horrible things to my mouth.
Giggity.
Okay, yeah, sorry about that, but so before I start my intro that I love and I hope you guys enjoy it, whenever I review a film, I ask people and myself three very simple questions. Number one is, did I like this film? How do I feel about it? Number two would be, would I recommend that you see this film or maybe skip it? And number three, but most importantly to me, is being blue collar, do I think this film is worth your money? Should you perhaps go see it in theaters, maybe wait for Redbox, give it like a rental on Vudu or something, or Apple TV, whatever the case may be. But before we talk about that stuff, I'm gonna drink some more of this and hope you guys enjoy the intro. Let's talk about Dracula killing people on a freaking boat. Ready to go, and I am. Let's go, okay? Yeah, it's a lot better once it's watered down with Sprite, trust me. So, what's going on is the film starts off with this big old text and dialogue, and it talks about the last voyage of the Demeter and the captain's log and his notes. And spoilers to everybody, sorry, it's in the first minute. The ship has wreckage, and some people find this wreckage, and everybody is fucking dead.
How did they die?
When some people from a lighthouse find the ship, of course they find the captain's log, and they're reading through the captain's log, and we get this smooth, just sensual voiceover by the man himself of Liam Cunningham. And if you don't know who Liam Cunningham is, I hate you, but he's the Onion Knight from Game of Thrones, and this guy, he's just awesome.
The Demeter, on charter from Romania to London.
So now we have to do a flashback of about 4 weeks ago, and Captain Elliot, Liam Cunningham, he gets an order and he has about 50 big-ass wooden crates, let's say they're coffins, and he has to take them from basically Transylvania to England. He doesn't know where the order comes from, but he's getting a big-ass payday, so why ask questions, right? And off the bat, I gotta say, I did like the tone of the film because it reminded me of the first Mummy film with Brendan Fraser, which at one point I did talk to my buddy Darkhour about this, but this douchebag's getting big now and he hasn't uploaded our video yet because he's a prick, but so I love you, dude.
I love him so much.
It's just funny where as they're loading the ship up, the local villagers, they see these coffins and they're doing the whole like, even as he's assembling a new crew, one crew member, he's loading some stuff up onto the ship and he sees this big crest of a dragon and he's like, fuck this shit, I'm out.
And now innocent people are gonna die.
After this crew member quits, guess what? There's an open spot and we have Captain Elliot's right-hand man, which is Dave Dastmalchian, and you may not know who Dave Dastmalchian is. This guy is just one of the people where he's been in fucking everything, and I always feel like he's a very underrated actor and never gets the most screen time, and I am happy to say good for him. Out of every project I've ever seen him do, I think this is by far the most screen time he's ever had, and it's fucking well deserved. So, with this other crew member quitting, we have this new guy called Clemens. Clemens is a black doctor. Simple as that, guys. It's 1800s. Not a lot of people take him seriously, and he wants to go to England to perfect his craft and just do his trade. So, all right, everybody's happy. We're going to England, and I'm sure nothing is going to go bad. Right?
Wrong.
Now, some time has passed and the captain's narrating, everything's going fantastic. The crew is in good spirits, and he's saying that it takes 1 month to get to England. And of course, as these things happen, 2 weeks into the voyage, well, one of the crates that they were transporting, it busts open and then a woman plops out. And her name is Anna. And to say the least, when this happens, half the crew is freaking the fuck out because superstition and religion and whatever you want to call it, they're not exactly happy to have a woman on their crew.
I read somewhere that their periods attract bears. The bears can smell the menstruation.
Also, why the fuck were you stowing away inside of these dirt-filled, coffin-like wooden boxes?
That doesn't make sense.
Now, if the crew wasn't already freaked out enough, guess what? The 45-minute mark, because I'm checking my phone for reviewing's sake, and Dracula isn't fucking stupid. He's not initially picking off the crew members. What's he do? He goes after the goddamn dog. Like, you prick, he ate the fucking dog. Not only that, there are other livestock on the ship. So he's killing chickens and he's killing pigs and even eats a goddamn goat. And of course, the crew finds some of these corpses and it comes down to the whole deniability thing because, yeah, we think these animals have rabies and rabies. Okay, if the one dog had rabies and the dog was attacking the other livestock, why the fuck does every single animal have its goddamn throat ripped out? Because, yeah, rabies is known to, like, just start ripping out the throats of animals, you moron.
Because you're in denial.
Now the crew are even more on edge because they don't have any meat to eat. And anyway, they're starting to slowly see glimpses of Dracula. And to the filmmaker's credit, much like Jaws or much like Alien, you know what? Less is more. And I'm pretty sure like an hour and 10 minutes into the film, we finally see a full body and glimpse of Dracula and what he looks like. And when I first seen him, all I can think of was this.
You one ugly motherfucker.
And now as more crew members are getting picked off, I can't even get mad about this because it doesn't matter if it's the 1800s or even in the fucking future. You have certain crew members believe, hey, guess what? It's a virus and something weird's happening, but it's all scientific and it can be explained. Then you have some other people saying, no, it's superstition and there's a curse. And you always have that one guy in the background, and I just couldn't stop laughing where he's like, it's evil on the ship. It's evil.
Evil!
And that's pretty much it, boys and girls, because if you've been paying attention and watching the first minute of the movie, you understand the fact that this entire sequence has been one big ass flashback. So things don't exactly go good for the crew. Now, grabbing a drink, talking about my good old 3 questions. The first question is, did I like this movie? And if you couldn't tell the way I've been talking about it, I damn sure like this movie a lot. I may even say I love this movie just because I can see when my friend Enzo watches this and he's going to watch this. Enzo likes the old school vampires, you know. This vampire is not like the whole Twilight vampire, and he's not even as polished as, say, Bram Stoker's Dracula and Gary Oldman. This fucking Dracula is just gruesome looking, and he's just got these disgusting teeth. He's, for the most part, a big-ass fucking bat. They use some CGI, but it feels like it's like CGI when they had to, and it feels like 95% practical effects, which I always would prefer practical effects. And even some of the marketing said that this is like the first Alien film, but instead of in space, obviously it's on a ship. And that's damn sure a good thing, believe me, because they use Dracula sparingly. And the crew, much like the crew in the first Alien movie, they're up against this creature where half of them don't fucking believe in it, and the other half that do believe in it, they're scared shitless, but also they're not well equipped to fight this thing.
This foe is beyond any.
Anna does have some history with Dracula, and she doesn't do too much exposition, but to the fact that she understands how old this creature is. This creature is old, and he's not fucking stupid. He's smart enough to know that, okay, he's not going to sit there and hop onto a fucking ship and steer himself to a whole nother continent, and he knows enough that he's not going to take the entire crew and eat all these guys in the first 2 or 3 fucking days. He's rationing his meals, and it's pretty fucking sinister.
He's a villain.
Lastly, in terms of the gore is there, and I think the gore is one of them things where it's tastefully done. You know, it's not like you're going to see Dracula chopping off fucking heads or eating entrails and stuff. When he has to slice your throat, he will do it, but he does it for purpose. You know, he's just doing it to feed, and it's gory, but not like overly gory. Now, when it comes to number 2, would I recommend that you see this film? Yeah, damn sure I would recommend you check this film out, especially if you missed the old school horror vampires and you like the whole horror aspect and you do like the first Alien film.
It's something you should see.
When it comes to my third question, and real quick, would I recommend that you spend your money seeing this film? Damn sure I would. I think this film is worth a full price of admission. I mean, if you want to be cheap and go with the matinee, which I joke because sometimes matinees are worth it, but I think this film is something you should see in theaters, especially after shit like friggin' Barbie and, oh god, Indiana Jones and things of that nature. So I would damn sure recommend seeing this film in theaters. It was a great time. It's probably going to be in my top 10 of the year. And just,
I want you to see it.
how am I going to rate The Last Voyage of the Demeter? I think this film is, very simply put, worthy of a theater viewing. And that's all I can say about it, boys and girls. Hope you liked my review, and I just wasn't rambling too much. And as I always do, I have to check my freaking time because I'm always low on time.
But I'm a very busy man.
I'll see you later. Let me grab Bender, and that's it. Goodbye.
This calls for a drink.
Oh yeah, one last thing.
It's called a catchphrase.
Let me edit this and then head back to work. Cheers.